In a time before time, a piece of the timeline was cut, and the ends woven together. That piece still exists in its own smaller knot. It is a part of time apart from time that can slide along the timeline, making it a time machine. Those who board the time ship create their own time, weaving a new reality, changing the past. And one can write realities, both dark and bright, into existence. After stealing the time ship from the previous owners and writing them out of existence, the fools have traveled back to 1692, where they hope to find details on a secret concordant, a treaty made between three groups of mages that have bound the history of Boston since that time. Parallax, forced to awaken to a possible left-hand path, had traveled down a long and murderous road, but with his friend's help, he has regained his wisdom. Hannah, who can't remember their past, and now find themselves having written their own family out of existence. Mona, reality architect, and faithful to the God Machine. Ethyl Stubbs, the last descendant of the Ward line, and linchpin of reality, though she doesn't yet know it. Together with a stranger, Rex, and Parallax's newly married wife, Elora, these fools have traveled into adventure. They are running out of time. The fools went back into the spirit world, where they made an alliance with the Dawnland people, and then they went down to Salem because they wanted to find out some secrets about a dark concordant between powers. And when they reached it in the spirit plane, they found that the church was actually a spirit temple, much larger and grander than the actual wooden four-walled house they are now inside. When they got to the spirit church, there were some hostile mages there, including Samuel Parris. After rewinding time, the party exited the spirit world and then returned to the very same church in their physical bodies. There are still hostile men here. They have been soothed by Parallax's sweet tongue, just like in the spirit world. But they are still wary. They're still on edge. And you are sure that they would attack you if they felt like it. They just don't feel like it right now. You can absolutely roll a empathy check if you would like to on these guys, but the vibe that you get is not a friendly one. And the other person who they summoned into the room to take care of you also doesn't give off a friendly vibe. It's Mary Parris, the Lernean. And this is the point in the video where I cut in the many-eyed Lernean that you encountered down underneath Witch Hollow Farm. But she doesn't look like that. She looks like a strict, no nonsense lady, Puritan lady, who looks you up and down.
If we cast anything, will the shield I have blocking our magical auras reveal that we are actually magical?
If you cast a spell, anyone who can see magic would be alerted, and if they had a prime sight, could cast it and detect if you were magic.
Okay. So we do currently have, I cast a spell on all of us, so we wouldn't have magical auras.
That's right. You have no magical shields up right now. You just have a single prime spell, fairly well woven, that is concealing the fact that you are witches. But since you can't do magic without breaking the spell, it's kind of like your normal people traveled back to 1692 without magic, with no magical wards active, hanging out in your flesh bodies.
We should leave.
I recognize Lernean, right?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Does she recognize me?
Roll me a empathy check. In fact, why don't you all roll wits empathy checks?
I got one.
I got one as well.
Okay. You each get one success and cannot read her dour face. You're not sure if she recognizes you, though she shouldn't. It's the past. But she does sure not trust you. She is extremely sus of you.
What was our backstory last time that we made up?
What do you know about the Lernean? Dragged before a chariot into hell, they suffer forever, unwritten from reality. Only their spirit remains.
Oh.
And Ethel, did you want to roll a wits empathy check?
Ethel isn't good at either of those things.
Oh no. Well, you can just roll your wits plus whatever you have in empathy. If you
Somehow I got 3. I rolled a 10, a 9, and an 8. That's wild.
Okay. With 3 successes, you get a bad feeling about this lady. You get a feeling like she's sizing you up. You can see that she is methodical in her mind. She already has given you 3 strikes, and you are, to her enemy. She looks kind of like your grandmother when she was trying to be polite, but also wanted someone dead.
Can we put wards up? So put a death ward up by taking my stick and kind of like drawing at my feet into like the dust on the ground, like a little symbol. So trying to be kind of subtle, but
Yeah. Why don't you roll me a death plus gnosis check? And while that's happening, I'm going to roll a noticing things check for these NPCs in the room. The men don't see you do this, but it is very clear that she does. And she says, guests to our town. Why don't you come with me? I'll provide you with the resources that you need to stay a while in our village.
5, by the way.
5. You feel the shadows of death course around your body, protecting you from physical harm.
Cold and comforting.
And none of us noticed, right?
None of you notice.
Victoria.
If you-
I would assume not. The intent.
I would say that you're a little distracted at the moment, but Mona, you definitely see it with your prime sight. You see this spell being cast, and having been cast, know that it clearly denotes that Ethel is a witch.
It's cool. I'll just let her know later. We're still humans. We're still humans.
You are led into the second room, the only other room of this church. It's like a little kitchen / dining room, and there's herbs drying here. There's also some animals that have been skinned that are waiting here. And there is also a figure with his back turned towards you, a tall hat on the table in front of him. His broad shoulders and hands placed at such an angle that his head is bowed against the table.
Hello.
He rises and turns and looks at you, and you find yourself staring into the eyes of Samuel Parris, the man who murdered you in the spirit world. And Mona, you don't need Mage Sight to tell that he has several spells active. You can feel the hum of magical electricity as he opens his eyes and turns towards you.
Yeah, I turn to Parallax and I say, I don't feel well.
We have tonics for that.
Oh no, are you okay? Was the trip too much for you?
Yes, I'm feeling very faint and I think my uterus has traveled.
You what? The man is instantly aghast. We do not speak like that in the devil's tongue here in Salem.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not from here. I won't say it again. Lesson learned. You can hit me now.
And where are you from, stranger in they're from another timeline, says the Lernean.
What?
We should go back in time.
What?
Relax. Go back in time.
No. That's preposterous. That's not. What's a timeline?
You're too late. I've already seen how your years don't match up with this reality. If you try to escape through time, I will stop you, says the Lernean.
I say, well, for one, actually, no, and I don't say anything. I turn around, I go back to the hallway where those 5 other gentlemen were. And I just yell, witches! We got witches in the living room.
Yeah, they
Come quick.
grab their muskets.
And I sort of direct him towards the Lernean and was it Sam Parris? Yeah. It's like, those are witches talking
man.
the Satan's tongue.
You have badly overplayed your hand. The men in this room are already ready to hunt for witches. They're going to respond very quickly to your message. But they've been prepared for witches by Samuel Parris. He has spent this entire time getting them ready to hunt witches, which means they're on his side. You can tell as soon as they rise that they're like, something's wrong with this stranger. We got to take out this stranger. What does everyone else do?
Mm-hmm.
They know we're witches.
You did the same thing. You've been outed as witches twice. in this same building.
Yeah, we're not really good at this.
Can I?
Can I cast an overextension spell that puts the death ward on everybody? Ethel's just doubling down on a bad choice.
Yeah, absolutely. So you want to ward everyone against death?
Yes, please.
Absolutely. What does Ethel's aura look like as you cast this spell?
Sigils kind of show up in the air around her. They kind of like sparkle in the air. Kind of like the one she's drawing on the ground or in like dust or whatnot, or bone dust, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
So that.
Yeah, so there's absolutely all of these sigils that flare around you and around the rest of the party, warding them. Hannah?
I'm going to say, like, you're not wrong, but we're here to help you. And straight up lie about it.
Roll a subterfuge plus manipulation check.
I forgot subterfuge was a thing. I was looking at persuasion.
Well, straight up lies are not going to be persuasion.
No. Got one success.
Mona's got high intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
I do have 2 dots in status mysterium.
Right?
Would that help me at all?
You could try to add those 2 dots to a roll, and that would be to like convince them that you are a member of the Mysterium, an organization that has been around longer than 1692.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to like, I want to say something that would make that obvious.
So you have attained the second element. So you would describe something to do with earth and try to give a signal. So that would be a persuasion plus probably manipulation, but you could do it with presence if you'd like. Plus
Okay.
2.
1, 2, 3. 3 successes.
They stop. They say, hold. And then Samuel also says, go and fetch Sidley. And one of the men runs out, and you two wait outside. Our friends are excitable. Nothing more, nothing more. And he says that as he looks around at all of you, and you can tell that what he's saying is no more spells. Nothing more. In fact, he says it in high speech, so you can tell he's not messing around, because that's how he feels about stuff. This is the man who is going to lead a witch hunt in some period of time soon.
Oops.
At least now they understand. Never mind.
So they think we're from the Mysterium and that we're here to help.
You should start communicating some of that intent. Right now, they're just not attacking you.
What is my persuasion? I'm not very good at socializing. Hannah's gonna say, we know you've been fighting enemies in multiple sides, the strange creatures in the woods and the other people who live here and plagues and the devil himself. But we have knowledge that can help.
Yeah, it's going to be a manipulation subterfuge plus 2, because you're telling him just what he wants to hear.
That's 2.
Okay. Who sent you here? Why don't we sit?
Yeah. Would saying like your future great grandson be a good idea? Saying Chain Paris, maybe? Right? He's a Paris, right?
It's always a good idea to drop the people that you know, or to drop the names of the people that you know.
Is it just us and the Parrises in the room, or are those men still in here?
The men are outside.
Okay, cool. Then, yeah, I'd say they know we know we're time travelers.
And the Lernean is sort of out of, I don't know how to say it, but I guess out of touch with time. Yeah. What I mean, like they sort of broach that fourth wall. Maybe they know about Chain Paris already.
I think they might just be a time mage, just a really powerful one. I don't think they've descended yet.
Probably not. Just a thought.
So what are you all saying?
Say, well, we've been sent here by the Silver Ladder to assist.
Mona still has Chain's silver cross, right?
I do.
You could say that Chain sent you and then give it to the, show it to the Lernean to see this is from your wits.
Oh man, this is actually the perfect situation to use high speech to lie. So mages can tell the pure truth, high speech, but this is one of those technically true kind of dealios, which is the best kind of truth for mages.
I do it.
So-
I pull out my wooden cross and I say, Chain Paris.
So we survive, he says, and he believes you. He just hears high speech and he believes you.
You do. Yes.
And what comes of the new world?
Oh, it's wonderful. And with all the years you have, you grow more powerful and bigger.
We can lie to them about how that happens.
All I'm saying is true.
Yeah, that's right. You're not telling any lies. Hannah, there is a moment where your spirit sight, your spirit peripheral vision goes off. Do you want to activate your spirit sight?
Yes.
Okay, roll spirit plus gnosis.
That's 3.
The spirit of the church around you has been manifested. That church in the other world, its size shows you how strong a spirit it is. And you think it's at least rank 4, which is serious. And that spirit just manifested as this church. You are now inside a rank 4 spirit.
Can I investigate it and ask it some questions or figure some stuff out?
Yeah, you could roll spirit gnosis to do so. And while they do that, Samuel Parris is very interested in learning how you plan to be of assistance to them in their most dire hour. Have you come to fight the beasts that take us in the night? Have you come to stop the raging plague that winnows our numbers?
Yeah, we can help with the plague.
We'll need to know more about monsters. We've seen one, but we need a lot more information from you.
Exchange a look with Mary. They definitely and you got 4 successes, so you know the questions you can ask about spirits.
Could you tell me the difference between Numina and influence again? Influence is what it can do in the world.
Numina is the magical powers that it manifests, and influence is what it can manifest them over. Like, what are its domains?
Then those two, both of them.
Okay, so it has control over faith, structure, and the material of this church itself. It can transform that material. It can invoke a crisis of faith. And it also can strengthen or weaken faiths.
Strengthen or weaken faiths?
Faiths, like your faith in things.
PH. Okay.
Yes.
Not PE.
That'd be
Ooh.
terrifying.
Yeah.
What is its ban or bane?
Its ban or bane is fire.
Cool. And what is the spirit's name? I don't think I learned that the other side.
So this is known in the spirit world as Saint Celia's Cathedral.
St. Celia's Cathedral. Okay.
Do you have dots of academics?
Me.
Yes.
I have one. Yeah.
Why don't you roll an intelligence academics check?
2.
It's weird because these people don't really have Saint Celia as a saint in their religion. That'd be a more Catholic thing. These are not Catholics. These are Puritans.
I'm gonna ask need more information from you, but first, can you tell us the name of this wonderful place of prayer?
This is our meeting house, the Salem meeting house.
Some places have names for their most revered spaces. I was trying really hard not to sound snarky. Are you familiar with Saint Celia?
He looks at you and says, I am.
I just get the sense that that is what the name of this place might have been or will be down the road.
You're wrong about that. And with that, Hannah, would you roll your Resolve Gnosis?
I do not know how to talk to faithful people. 4.
With 4 successes, you feel it happen. The magic of the church washes over you, and you begin to doubt. You begin to doubt all of your experiences, including the name Cecilia, especially the name Saint Cecilia. You don't think that that was really its name. You're just so much less certain than you were a moment ago.
Maybe you're right. I'm sorry. I got confused. Never mind.
We can take you to the houses with the pox.
The pox?
Yes, there's a number of illnesses, one of them being a case of pox going through town.
We need a rest first. I nudged Parallax.
Yes, we've been quite weary from the long travel. Is there any chance we can arrange for the pox the first thing in the morning?
Yes, of course. Let me take you to a house that we have here in town.
Thank you. And are there any local farmsteads or garden plots, or we might need to gather some supplies?
Yes, I think I know of a place that might do.
We can certainly help with the pox, but I think we'll need to be very careful about it to make sure that the rest of your community stays safe while we solve one problem.
Of course. Let me let them know. Excuse me. And he steps out of the room for a moment. Lernean is looking at you all. She's sizing you up. She doesn't know exactly what's going on with you. She doesn't like it.
So you're familiar with the timeline.
I've seen many timelines. Interesting that you should be here when your timeline no longer exists.
As we mentioned, we are here to help you. And part of that is preventing what happens down the road.
You would sacrifice your entire timeline to change something that happens now. Very interesting.
Well, not us. The future Mr. Parris.
And the current Mr. Parris returns to the room and ushers you outside through the back door where a carriage awaits you.
Wow, that's fancy.
And you get into it, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm gonna say hello to the horse and thank it for carrying us, and then I'm gonna get into the carriage.
It's actually a pair of oxen.
Oh, oxen.
They are very into being thanked. They're like, oh, yeah, we do a good job. Yeah.
Keep up the good work.
The carriage trundles off through town. People look at you accusingly still. People here are definitely like super sus of strangers. And Samuel Parris is going with you, as is the Lernean. They are both going to accompany you on this carriage ride. Samuel's even going to drive. And the journey is fairly long, but the destination becomes more and more apparent as you ride in the wagon. It's Witch Hollow Farm.
What color is it?
So here's the thing. Those houses, none of them are built. Instead, there is another house there. A single house. On another side, there is a second house. Not really a house so much as a cottage. But there's one main house and one smaller cottage on the side. Where the other passageway that you remember goes is into a thicket of wood. The woods here encroach up onto the hill, and what had been plowed fields in your memory are wooded fields now, not clear. We have this frontier property after a member of our community passed from this world into our Lord's hands.
What was their name so we can honor them and pray for them at their home?
Ethel's gonna wink at Hannah.
Their name was Mary, of course, and you may praise her and our Lord in your blessings.
Mary what? Just so we can be specific, there's many Marys.
Mary was her name, her only name.
Oh.
The
Well,
mother.
thank you for sharing.
She was a mother.
Oh. Do her children still live in town?
No. They too have passed. It's a dangerous place, but I'm sure you're capable of protecting yourselves. And with that, the cart pulls up to the house.
What do you mean by dangerous? Just what do you mean by dangerous?
Of the creatures that you're going to help us defeat. They took the whole family.
Out of house, like the house we're gonna sleep in now.
Yes, that's correct.
Cool. We'll see you in the morning.
Sleep well.
Joke, right?
And turns the oxen around, and they start to leave, and the Lernean's eyes are upon you.
Is the Lernean leaving on the ox cart?
Yes.
I'm gonna do a little finger wave.
And they're going to hold a hand up to their eye, and they're going to cast a mind sight, which Mona would be able to recognize as a mind sight upon you as they are riding away.
But what is mind sight?
Mind's what's going on in your brains. It could be reading your thoughts.
All right, yeah. I'd like to dispel that.
Okay, roll an opposed prime plus gnosis check.
That's one of my rotes. Does that matter?
Yep. That means that you get to add your rote skill to it as your yantra. As you
Right. Occult
use,
too.
you don't have your wrench anymore, but you can use your hands to turn the gears of the god machine and just deflect that mind spell.
So it's prime gnosis occult too.
Yep.
Okay.
I rolled 3 successes.
Great job. That is just enough to deflect the mind magic, and they don't see your secret connection to Rex or any of your hidden thoughts or emotions. You are an enigma to the Lernean, which goes against everything they stand for. They are not about you right now as they ride off in that wagon.
Yeah, we should definitely put up some like brain barriers because we do have a lot of information.
Yeah.
I got you, says Rex, through your thought connection.
Thanks, Rex.
I'll also put up boards against the creepy beasties. The memory messing around wolf people. I can't remember what they're called. Wendigos.
Oh, yeah, the Wendigos. So here's the thing. You don't have wards until you have space 2. Space 2 lets you do an area warded, which means that Parallax could put up a ward, and you could cast the ward with Parallax to keep out spirits.
Yes, let's do that.
Sure. I can certainly cast some wards.
Parallax, how much space do you have? 4?
Space 3.
You have space 3. So it's going to be a pretty small, not long lasting ward, unless you'd like to jump in some Parallax and make it last longer, or go further, or both, really.
How small an area are we talking? Like a room, or?
Like, this is a 2-room house, so you could do the whole house.
I think doing the house would be reasonable.
Okay, so not the property, but the house.
Yeah, just the house.
Okay. For how long?
What time is it in the day now?
It's
Give
probably 11, maybe 12.
in the morning.
I'm almost midday.
Also midday. All right, I guess I'll try to do 24 hours.
Okay. So that is going to be base plus your gnosis -2.
-2. Okay.
You can do it as a ritual, and it's not even going to cause any paradox.
Yeah, I'll do a little ritual. Create a little glyph on the floor, and you say some
Oh,
fancy.
do you say
Nice.
you create a glyph, add +2 to your roll?
Okay.
Say you say something fancy?
Yeah, in high speech. I don't know. What do I say to forward the Wendigos goes away? I don't know. I'll say death to the Wendigos who enter upon this property, and I'll have this cool little glyph on the floor, and I'll say I'll cast this spell over a course of a prolonged amount of time to prevent paradox. So
Yeah,
plus-
your gnosis is only like 30 minutes, so it's not that long either.
Okay, I'll do 30 minutes. Yeah. So, all right. Ooh. 4 successes.
Nice, it's a strong ward.
Cool.
About those Wendigos. And you've done it. You've got a base of operations. It's
Can
a
I add like an
2-room.
electric portion to that?
Sure. What do you mean? Like a force
Uh,
field?
Yeah, I want a matter mage on top of it. Some like an electric fence.
Okay. All right. So yeah, roll that. It would be a prime spell. You're all gathering hands as you do this, I imagine. And it looks like a combination of your auras. So Mona, you can all see the god machine ticking away. Parallax, the god machine is made of stars, and there's spectral beasts pulling at each of the gears, moving them along. You see a bear, but there's others here too.
4 successes.
Hannah, did you roll a spirit gnosis? And as you do, what animal represents your character?
Got one. I want to say a cat because cats have 9 lives, but and they turn into a cat, and they're a disciple of
A big cat.
a big cat.
Okay. And Mona, what animal would represent you?
Is this like a in what way?
Mona's true soul, what animal would represent that?
Hmm. Probably like one of those like birds that has the really funny mating dance.
All right, so pushing on the god machine gears made of stars are a skinless bear, a skinless cat, and a skinless bird doing a head thing. That's what it looks like when you cast group magic. And you've done it. Those animals have secured a perimeter around this building. What's the next step? There's not much for furniture in here, just some benches and a table and some furs.
There's not even beds.
There aren't even beds. No, there's no frames. There's just some furs.
We should probably talk to the dead family.
Yeah, I also want to look at the house with spirit sight and see what's around.
So here, as you look around, you can see with your spirit sight that there are holes in the gauntlet, and they don't lead to the spirit world. They lead to the abyss. And there's like 4 or 5 of them.
Like just in this room?
In this room, there are like 2, but with your spirit sight up, you can immediately tell that outside there are multiple other ones. The gauntlet is what separates this world from the spirit world. It's what you passed through when you went through that tree arch. And these don't go to that place.
No. So just a heads up, there's the gauntlet. It's like Swiss cheese, and all of those holes do not go to spirit world. They go to the abyss. I'm going to see if I can close them up.
Yeah,
I think I can do that. I
Um,
don't know what it's called.
can't really do that because it's abyssal magic. However,
I can't strengthen the gauntlet.
you can strengthen the gauntlet. Yeah, you absolutely could strengthen the
That
gauntlet.
makes it harder to get through those holes.
It would make it harder to get through those holes, you think.
But I can't close it. I can just make it harder to get through.
That's right.
All right. Well, I'm going to bolster up the gauntlet. All right. Well, I can't close them. I can just make it harder to get through, but I don't.
As everyone is doing this ritual, Ethel is alone in the house, except for your companion. Alora is here. She's been with you the whole time, and she's not freaking out. She is looking around. She went back to the other room where apparently there's some like farming equipment and an axe. Alora has a woodcutter's axe now.
I got 4 successes. And I'm also going to do spirit shield on everybody.
But yeah, while you're all doing this ritual, Ethel, are you doing anything in particular?
Is everyone else outside?
Are you doing this ritual outside or inside the house, team?
I think inside would make more sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm inside kind of shoring up the air. Yeah, so did that, and I got 3 successes on. So last time we were here, there were tunnels. You want to see if those tunnels are still here, and if they are, block them up.
Yeah, you could roll an investigate check to search the area for tunnels.
Very curious if they would even be here, but yeah, that's worth looking into.
And Lernean did end up down one of those tunnels, but at some place. Something.
So, yeah.
I got one success in looking for tunnels.
There are no tunnels inside the house, and as you go into the supply room, you go through, you find that there are a number of supplies that people would have needed for this time if they wanted to work the land, just left alone. No one's using them. But there's no tunnel entrance here.
What's my prime site tell me about this place?
What does your prime site tell you about this place? I'm going to turn on the light and I'm going to tell you.
There's also the octopus light next to you. That might help too.
Oh my goodness. Whoa. All right, that's pretty good. What does your prime site tell you about Witch Hollow Farm? Well, it's a conflux of ley lines. There is abyssal tears in reality here, so that's not great. With your prime site as the God Machine, you would say that this place looks like rats have been eating at the God Machine. This is an area where the God Machine is in danger of falling apart, and you can see like a loose gear clicking away as it's not spinning anything anymore. Down, deep below, you see that there is just a nothingness. And somewhere down in that nothingness, there are gears way, way down.
All right. It's a good thing we're here. We must fix the machine god, for he is holy. There are abyssal tears everywhere. And interestingly enough, there is something very deep down below us. What can Mona do to fix this?
Well, here's the thing. You could seal those rifts, but it would kind of just be like trying to attach parts over this big gaping hole of the God Machine. You need to really like study what parts go there, and you can't really create everything, so you have to like make do with, like, you go over here, you borrow a gear, and that's not good for that system over there, so you'd have to find some extra parts, and that's pretty hard to do. Or you could go into the abyssal rips in reality and try to reclaim the parts of reality that are down there.
Okay. Has Mona ever been to the abyssal plane?
Yes.
Can you remind me? Because I just have no recollection.
The last time you went to the abyssal plane, you took a boat out into a Terran reality, and that Terran reality brought you to the ziggurat. You left your pirate friends there, and then you deleted their reality.
Right. Okay. Wait. The spirit plane is like a blueprint. What if I just changed the blueprints a little to make it connect?
Yeah, you could totally redesign this thing.
Okay.
It's not a perfect fix. It is a stopgap, and it's going to take some time. But yeah, do you want to work at the dining room table and you're just like jotting mad notes down, carving into this table?
Yes.
Great. All right, so Parallax is searching. Mona is carving erratic runes into the walls. Hannah is walking around and reinforcing the spirit plane. And what does that look like as you do it?
Are the holes like on near surfaces, or are they just like in the air?
In the air, near the ground, at about the height a person would be. Mhm.
Doing different. Oh, actually, if I saw any of those garden tools, I'd see if there's any like spade or shovel and just kind of like I'm masoning over it.
Love it. You could add a +1 die for that tool, in fact. And Ethel, what do you want to be about as everyone else is starting these rituals?
Can I just look around for ghosts that might be here?
You look around for ghosts, and you do see ghosts. There are a number of ghosts floating around. The closer you get to the cabin, the fewer ghosts there are.
So more ghosts by the big house, less ghosts by the little house?
Less ghosts actually near either house. The whole hill is got many fewer ghosts. Roll me a death gnosis.
1 sec. 5.
5 is an exceptional success. And what you see with an exceptional success is that this ghost plane is very badly damaged. There is a huge taint of death around this hill, but all of the spirits that have died here are gone. They're ghosts eaten out of reality. How do you know it? Because as you are watching, you see another ghost just kind of wander too close, and a black hand of energy envelops it and pulls it towards the hill. That ghost is gone.
That's terrifying. Which spot of the hill are they getting pulled to?
It's a spot in the middle of the hill, underground, you're pretty sure.
Oh, like the tunnels?
That's right. Also, with an exceptional success, you gain a beat, which is something that I've been forgetting, but also on failures too. But on exceptional successes, you gain a beat.
Normal beats or arcane beats?
Normal beats.
Can I see Mary?
No.
I think I can call ghosts. Can I try to call Mary?
Not just from the name Mary. It seems strange that Samuel Parris wouldn't know their full name or the names of their children. He really seemed evasive on it, but
All right, I have one more idea. Do I still have Byron?
you do still have Byron.
I want to put Byron on the job of trying to find Mary
Okay.
by other ghosts.
You
You
give Byron a little shield so he doesn't get eaten.
take out the skull,
Oh yeah, that's true. Byron could get eaten.
and immediately, as Byron opens up into the world, all of the rips around you act like hungry mouths.
Okay, put him back.
Would you roll an 8-die pool for Byron?
8.
8 dice. 8 dice represents Byron's resistance plus finesse.
Boop, 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 boop. 1, 2, 3.
With 3 successes, Byron is like, no, and is going to like try to cast some wards around himself, protect himself from these abyssal leeches that are trying to drown his immortal soul.
All right, Byron, you're right. That was a bad idea.
What do you do?
Yeah. Can I like stick him back in that bag that Mona made me? Like,
You can. You just pokeball him right back inside, and there's an angriness to the underworld now as it flails around. And Mona, you feel something change inside the machine, and another one of those gears falls off.
Yeah, this place is breaking apart around us into the abyssal, so we all have to watch our backs. You do not want to be there.
Can I swing at any of those hands with my shovel and try to beat them away?
Yes, you can absolutely roll a Death Gnosis spell to attack the abyssal entities here.
Can I yell at them in high speech while I do it?
Add +2. What do you yell at them?
I think just get out for the moment. I don't have a very witty thing to say.
Yeah, absolutely. That it's the pure intention of the idea. Get out is leveraged against them. So it's Death Gnosis +2.
A wild number of dice to get 4 successes.
But yeah, with the force of your soul, you clearly affect whatever that thing is, and it writhes back and down into the hill, and the others all do as well. But you damaged it. Whatever you just did, that blast of your death energy affected that abyssal creature.
Yes. That's what you get for trying to eat Byron. Go back inside. Sorry, Byron.
All right.
If everyone's done their spell casting, I'm going to explain to them the things I saw.
Yeah, it's time for everyone to take another action and talk about your next plan.
Have any of us gone into the little cottage yet?
No.
All right, I'm gonna prepare to go and do the same, fix plastering over holes.
Okay. As you open the door, inside there are 2 cots. Both of them are covered in blood. There is a little altar here upon which there is a human femur. This room looks like it's out of a horror movie, and there is viscera and bones. They're pretty fresh.
I'm gonna about face, leave the cottage, and just, Ethel, I got a job for you.
I will come. Is it to punch more black things?
No, so like when Ethel gets over to me, like hands on shoulders, Ethel, this is gonna be gross.
Okay.
I just open the door.
It's a room covered in blood. There's bits and pieces of bodies here. There's 2 bloody cots. There's an altar to some sort of death thing. You're not sure what it is.
Man, you finally found beds and they're bloody.
Can you figure out what happened here?
Oh, I mean, maybe. There weren't many ghosts in the house, but I'll look. Can I look to see if there are any ghosts in this space?
No ghosts in this space. This is on the hill, and they've all been eaten.
Oh yeah, I'll relay that. So it's gonna be hard to ask questions because whatever that black thing is eating all the ghosts.
Oh.
You don't think you could talk to the spirits of the bodies that there are pieces of here, nor do you think that you could raise them as zombies from the dead, but you could reconstitute some of the matter and like form a dead body, perhaps.
That's neat. I'm gonna try to do that.
Okay. As you do that with a death gnosis that you easily succeed on, the body begins rematerializing. It's not just that you are putting the matter back onto it. It's that you are reforming the matter. You are such a strong Moros mage that there was an echo of this thing here, and matter around it is just becoming that body, except it doesn't become a body. It becomes 3 hands, 4 legs. It becomes part of a torso, but no heads. It becomes half of an arm. Even with their bodies restored, the bodies don't come back the rest of the way. It's like that body isn't there. It's like that body was never there. All this universe remembers of the victims here are these mutilated limbs.
What happened to the rest of the body, Ethel? It's
I think it got eaten. This isn't quite what I thought was going to happen.
You actually do see that while there are some like sharp weapon marks across some of the bodies here, there are also clear teeth marks. Someone ate these people, and they ate them out of reality.
like human teeth marks.
Like
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Ugh.
Rex, who is along for the ride in your heads and has been spying on you this entire time, says, "They're here."
Ethel's just going to
Here.
scream when he says that. It's
What?
terrifying.
Who's here?
We can't talk about them because when we talk about them, we make them stronger.
Ah, got it.
Like Voldemort?
It's the red word, though. The red word are here in this timeline.
Still.
They ate my entire cabal. I only remember them because I tattooed them onto my mind. And even then, they don't have faces anymore.
That doesn't sound healthy.
Listen, I don't have any psychos. Listen, you got to get out of there. You got to get out of there. Come back to the ship. We'll build some flamethrowers and we'll go into that town. If they are infected, it will spread.
Spread how?
Part of what the red word does is they offer you meat. And when you eat the meat, you become infected with their same cannibalistic vigor. At first, you're fine, but then you want more.
Oh. Yeah, I met this group. They are part of the Abyssal group.
Yes, this is the abyss.
Are
I
these
remember
people?
Parallax, you were there too.
We're not supposed to remember.
That's right.
The more we think about them, the stronger they get.
Oh man, great news. You are thinking about them right now. And as you two think about it, you know what you think about? You know it's built on this exact spot?
The ziggurat.
It's the ziggurat.
No.
Mona, you hear your own voice screaming. Parallax. You get a sense of deja vu. The ziggurat is both here and not here. Both of you can roll me wits plus composure checks.
Oh, yeah. 4 successes.
So with 4 successes, you notice a
got
lot
one.
of things, and you get 1 success. So Mona, you notice that the ziggurat is a little bit shorter than it was last time you were here. It's like 1 level down. There isn't like a palace on top of it. And Parallax, you see something out of the corner of your eye, and you're not sure if you want to stare deeply at it or look away immediately. But you can tell that it is looming. It's wrapped in white and red. It is very near to you where you are right now. It's not on the ziggurat. It's in the woods next to the ziggurat. Would you like to stare deeply at it?
I want to.
Do you want to roll your
I-
wisdom?
I'm
And
going
don't forget,
to.
we got you that wisdom for a reason.
I'm gonna roll to see if I look at this thing. I'm gonna let chance decide. I don't look at it. I
Okay.
look away.
You feel that urge. You feel it whispering. You know that it knows something, and you're both back in our reality in the blood-covered room with a bunch of mutilated limbs. And that is where we're going to pause this session.
I think we should just leave.
Yeah, put you back in the timeline.
Yeah, let's just actually, we should just live in our machine. Like, we don't have to live in this house. We should not be staying here. This is a terrible place to stay.
I'm like a little worried because Hannah's been hungry since they got bit by a Wendigo. It's not the same, right?
You probably have a little bit of abyssal in you.
Great. Well, you got a lot of experience because you did a lot of dramatic stuff. And you also really aced your encounter at the church this time. You did not get murdered, which was a real possibility there. I'm going to say 2 experience points for the church encounter, 1 for playing, and then 2 more for your investigation of Witch Hollow Farm.
Are these experience points or beats?
Beats. These are beats.
Yeah. I also met my aspiration of going to Witch Hollow Farm.
Great job. You gain an arcane beat.
So I think I failed an aspiration, which was pass as Parallax's sister.
You did fail, and you may change that one, but you
Okay.
don't get a beat.
Okay. And also my obsession is finding out how things work, and I feel like I found out.
Yeah,
How,
take an
like-
arcane beat for that.
Okay, great.
Can I change one of my aspirations to finding out what's eating the ghosts?
Yes. That'll probably happen soon. Also, I think that you may all not have enough obsessions. How many obsessions does everyone have?
1.
1 obsession. And your gnosis is big, I think. So you need more obsessions.
Can our obsessions be semi-problematic?
Yes.
Ethel
they
wants-
can.
Figure out how to successfully recreate a body from bits.
Yay. That's absolutely an obsession. Recreate a body. Are you trying to bring them back to life or just make bodies?
Oh, if I can bring them back to life, even better.
Okay. Obsession. Bring people back from the dead. Got it. And you get another obsession at 3, and you get another obsession at 6. So anyone who has 6 gnosis has 3 obsessions.
Otherwise, we have 2.
Yep.
Okay.
What's everyone else's obsessions?
Prevent the deaths of innocents. Is not happening. Understand the concordant. What is the concordant?
Okay. If you would like to tweak your prevent the deaths of innocents, you absolutely may. Because what does death even mean in this reality where you unwrite timelines?
How about justice for the deaths of innocents?
Okay, justice for the deaths of innocents. I'm into it.
Hmm.
And with that, we did a mage session. It was a blast as always. And yeah, I hope you're all having fun and experiencing Salem in an interesting new way.
Yeah.